Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago, Bears fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Bears this season. Rumors are swirling that the Bears are eyeing a major move that might just shake up the NFC North in a way we haven't seen in years. It looks like the Bears are in serious talks to acquire L'Jarius Sneed from the Tennessee Titans. And if this deal goes through, it could significantly bolster our secondary, giving us a real shot at elevating our defense to elite status. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, another trade rumor. But hear me out because the details being floated around by Adam Schefter and other insiders are pointing to something big, something that could redefine the Bears' defensive identity and push us closer to that Super Bowl window. First, let's set the scene. The Bears, as many of you know, have been quietly building a more aggressive, more dynamic defense, especially after last year's struggles. We've seen flashes of brilliance, but consistency has been the key. The addition of Jaylon Johnson has already made a difference, especially with his 4 interceptions in 2025 and his PFF coverage grade of 87. 6 shows he's operating at a very high level. But to really take that next step, especially in a division as competitive as the NFC North, you need to add players who can bring immediate impact and upgrade your secondary from good to great. And that's exactly where Sneed comes in. L'Jarius Sneed is a 28-year-old cornerback who has been one of the more underrated yet highly effective defenders in the league. His 2025 stats are proof of his talent: 5 interceptions, 14 pass breakups, and a PFF coverage grade of 89. 4, which puts him among the top 9 cornerbacks in the league. What makes Sneed such a valuable piece is not just his ball-hawking ability but his elite coverage skills, allowing just 0.9 yards of separation per target. That's lockdown territory. Plus, his tackling stats are solid, with 70 total tackles, 6 for loss, and 3 forced fumbles. He's a physical, aggressive corner, capable of shutting down the best WRs in the league. Now, if you look at his career, Sneed has a total of 17 interceptions in 78 games, along with 320 tackles. His EPA per target of -0. 21 is elite, meaning he's one of those rare defenders who consistently makes plays when it counts. And his ability to limit yards after catch, allowing just 4 yards on average, makes him a nightmare for opposing offenses. His man coverage stats are also impressive, allowing just 51% completion when targeted, so he can lock down receivers one-on-one, a trait that fits perfectly with the Bears' defensive philosophy. But why now? Well, the Titans are in a bit of a rebuild mode, sitting at 4-9 and clearly tanking with rookie quarterback Will Levis struggling at times with a QBR of 74.5. They're also facing economic challenges, with a $15 million cap hit for Sneed, which they're hesitant to keep long-term given their focus on freeing up around $13 million for their defensive line and offensive line. The defense is leaking points, giving up 29 points per game, so it makes sense for the Titans to move on from Sneed rather than pay him big bucks to stay. For the Bears, the fit is almost perfect. We have around $22 million in cap space, and adding Sneed would be a clear upgrade to our secondary, which is already looking promising with Jaylon Johnson. Together, they could form a lockdown duo capable of elevating our pass defense to new heights. Experts are projecting that, with Sneed, the Bears could see a jump from roughly 12 interceptions last year to around 20. That's a plus 16% increase in pass defense efficiency, which is huge for a team that's been looking for more takeaways to turn games around. Imagine the impact on our defense. Paired with Johnson, Sneed would be a nightmare for quarterbacks. Opposing passers would have to think twice before throwing into our secondary, knowing they could be picked off or broken up at any moment. And that's key because, as many Bears fans know, turnovers are often the difference between winning and losing. Last season, our defense was solid, but we still missed that game-changing playmaker who could consistently turn the tide in our favor. Sneed could be that player, especially with his ability to make plays on deep passes. His stats show a reduction of 27% in deep passes allowed, dropping from 12.0 yards per completion to just 8.8. That's elite-level coverage, and it could give our entire secondary a new level of confidence. Think about how this would change our approach defensively. Snead's ability to shut down top receivers, combined with Johnson's versatility, would allow us to be more aggressive on blitzes and coverages. We could switch to more man coverage, knowing that our corners can handle the best WRs in the league. And let's not forget, adding Snead would also boost our projected interceptions to around 20, making us a much more feared pass defense in the league. That kind of potency can tilt the balance of power in the NFC North, especially with the Vikings still trying to find consistency under new coaching, and the Packers looking to rebound with Jordan Love and their young core. Of course, the biggest upside here isn't just individual stats. It's the overall impact on our team's psyche and performance. When you add a player like Snead, who's proven to be a difference maker, you're sending a message to the rest of the league that the Bears are serious about contending. His presence would elevate the entire secondary, making it a nightmare for offenses to pick us apart. And with the right coaching, the Bears could develop a defense that's not just good, but legendary, one that could forge the kind of legacy that makes fans proud for years to come. Now, some of you might be thinking about the price. The Titans are rumored to be asking for a third-round pick plus a rotational cornerback, which seems like a fair deal given Snead's production and age. Considering the Bears, cap space, and our need for a true game-changer in the secondary, this trade could be a win-win. It's about making a strategic move that signals we're all in on this season and beyond. Plus, it's worth noting that this move would mirror the impact of last year's extension with Jalen Johnson, which already added a lot of stability and upside to our back end. Bringing Snead into the fold would be like adding a cherry on top of a promising defense that's just waiting to explode. Looking ahead, the implications are enormous. A secondary led by Johnson and Snead could be the backbone of a championship-caliber team, especially if our pass rush continues to develop. It would also give us more flexibility to rotate players and keep everyone fresh, knowing we have lockdown corners who can shut down top receivers. This kind of talent infusion could accelerate our journey to the playoffs, making us not just contenders but serious threats to win it all. Now, I know some of you are passionate about the NFL and the Bears, and you want to see us reach that ultimate goal, the Super Bowl. Well, this move could be the catalyst that pushes us over the edge. Imagine facing teams like the Packers or the Vikings and shutting down their top receivers with ease. Or think about how much confidence our defense would have, knowing they can rely on Snead to make those critical plays in clutch moments. The potential here is huge, and it's exactly the kind of strategic move that could define our season. And remember, folks, this isn't just about adding a player. It's about setting a tone, showing that the Bears are serious about competing at the highest level and that we're willing to make bold moves to get there. Snead's addition would be a statement to the league and to our fans that we're not just building for the future, but actively trying to win now. It's about crafting a defense that's as intimidating as the Bears, legendary defenses of the past, a defense that's capable of forcing turnovers, shutting down elite receivers, and helping us secure those crucial wins that push us deep into the playoffs. As we look ahead to the rest of the season, the potential upgrade at cornerback is a bright spot. It gives us hope that we can defend better against those big passing games and make a real run at the division and beyond. With Snead in the fold, our defense could be the foundation that lifts us to new heights, making the NFC North a nightmare for opposing offenses and establishing the Bears as perennial contenders. So, stay tuned, Bears fans, because this story is still unfolding, and if the rumors are true, we could be welcoming a new playmaker into our fold very soon. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like in this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Snead is the missing piece to push us over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Bears news, rumors, and analysis. The future is bright, and with moves like this on the horizon, the Chicago Bears are shaping up to be a team to watch in the NFC. Let's keep the faith, stay loud, and get ready for what promises to be an exciting ride. Bear down.